Welcome back to On a Positive Note. I'm Jadea Murray, and my job is to bring you stories from across our tri-state that'll make you smile. This city's oldest living lifeguard wants one thing: to return to the sand and salty water he's always loved. And News 12 met up with the Long Beach Patrol to watch it happen.
I love the water.
Louis Ehrlich was a Long Beach lifeguard 80 years ago.
One day I had 8 rescues.
In one day?
Yeah, I saved it. I didn't lose anybody.
This past January, Lou turned 100. His love for the water still as strong as ever.
I sat many days just out on my terrace here. I'd like to see the children climbing up where the lifeguard stand is and sliding down this hill. I'd like to be with them.
But Lou isn't a lifeguard anymore.
I can't walk in the sand. I must have walked about 5 or 6 steps into the sand and I fell down. Couldn't balance myself in the sand. It was terrible.
He said to me, I'd like to step in the water one last time. So when someone says to me one last time, you gotta do something.
And that something was bring in the Long Beach Patrol.
They didn't even hesitate. It wasn't even a thought process.
It was my pleasure, Lou coming down and saying, look, can you help me out getting my feet in the water?
So with 4 wheels and then 2 helping hands, Vincent Lease and Chaz Thompson gave Long Beach's oldest lifeguard a permanent smile.
Just a minute, just a minute.
Yeah, hello.
After waiting for so long, how did it feel to feel the water again?
It just felt great. It really brought back memories and made me very, very happy.
It was just glorious that we were able to help Lou get that smile on his face and achieve his goal of getting his feet back in the water.
This is heaven, I said to myself. This has got to be what it's like. Once a lifeguard, always a lifeguard, right?
Right, Lou.
Another centenarian on Long Island just had an incredible day too. Now, usually we think of retirement age to be what, like 65 years old or so? Maybe younger depending on the business you're in, right? Well, this school monitor tossed that entire timeline away when she decided to retire at the age of 100. Yolanda Imbriano was hired as a lunch monitor at the Oceanside School District on Long Island 55 years ago. The year was 1965 and she was making $1.25 an hour. Later on, she became a bus monitor. She woke up at 5 a.m. every single morning to get her students from home to the schoolhouse safely.
Sometimes they would come up on the bus crying they didn't want to go to school, and I'd talk to them and we'd sing and I'd say, tell them stories and they'd laugh, you know. And this was it. But this is what I miss.
But Imbriano's doctor says it's just too risky for her to return to work during the pandemic at her age. It might feel bittersweet, but Miss Imbriano, you've earned your relaxation time. Thank you so much for your incredible service. And that brings us into today's Did You Know, full of new knowledge you'll be happier for knowing. Did you know that New Year's Eve in Times Square is going 100% virtual this year? I'm pretty sure we're all counting down the days to 2021 and hoping that it comes in far better behaved than the year 2020. Well, this year, the official ball drop will happen visually, virtually, and safely. There will still be live performances like always, but organizers say they'll be limited with COVID-19 restrictions. No matter what, I'm pretty sure Pitbull will still find his way to the stage to call himself Mr. Worldwide, and we'll love it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before we can get to the new year, we've got to get through these fall holidays. While the mayors around the tri-state are setting trick-or-treating restrictions and advisories in place, News 12 put together the perfect way for you to spend your spooky season in a socially distant, safe way.
From the comfort of a quaint coffee shop to the haunts of Halloween, Croton-on-Hudson is the perfect place for a fall road trip close to home. First stop, let's fill up with a hearty meal at Croton Colonial Diner, a family-owned village staple for more than 50 years.
And there's a reason for that. I mean, check out some of the food we're ordering today. We have gyros, burgers, and milkshakes, and the list goes on.
refuel at Black Cow Coffee Roasters, where your drink is made from scratch right in front of you. And don't forget to browse the wide range of souvenirs they sell, all made by local artists. Then, kick back, relax, and enjoy the autumn golden hour at Croton Point Park, the largest peninsula on the Hudson River. And as the sun falls below the horizon, our next adventure lights up at no other but the Great Jack-O-Lantern Blaze.
Book a reservation and walk about a quarter-mile of paths lined with more than 7,000 hand-carved pumpkins by 12 local artists.
They are carving throughout the run of the event, and we do begin early because we use a mix of regular organic pumpkins and art pumpkins, which are carvable artificial pumpkins, all done on site here.
It's a one-of-a-kind road trip to kick off that Halloween spirit.
They say if you see a butterfly, it means change, hope, and joy are coming into your life. What do you think it means if you see thousands of them? We're about to find out.
Inside this quiet, quaint home in Port Washington,
I'm just gonna move this guy.
a whole other world exists. The breeding area of thousands of monarch butterflies.
Thrills me every time I just gasp because it's so exciting.
Tanya Klusner is single-handedly helping to grow the dwindling monarch population. For the past 30 years, there has been a steady decline in monarch butterflies.
The decrease is this year allegedly between 30 and 50%, the entire population. It's just like crazy, it's colossal, steep drop.
Scientists blame climate change and habitat loss. Tanya wants more people, especially here on Long Island, to appreciate the monarchs.
I love to be dazzled, and this is entertainment, education, and enchantment all in one species.
Tanya finds the caterpillar eggs mostly from the side of the roads in milkweed plants. They then grow to caterpillars, then form into chrysalis, and then born a beautiful monarch butterfly. After she releases them, they all somehow fly to Mexico, and they know how to get there.
Exactly. There is some kind of instinct, some kind of internal GPS that tells them to get there.
Tanya's goal was 4,000 butterflies. She'll make it to 2,500. But why she does this? She says to make the world escape for a bit during a time when we need to.
I just found myself just enchanted. There's something about it that's magical.
Could you imagine? Well, like many of us throughout the pandemic, this Westchester family turned to social media to make light of the new normal, only their parody went viral.
And I'm homeschooling.
The Garrison family posted this music video to YouTube, changing the lyrics of Tom Petty's Free Fallin' to be about homeschooling. The Garrisons say they just want to give other families who can relate to these school year stresses a good laugh about them. And that's what I call living life on a positive note.